Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Rossignol Sawblade. This board features Rossignol's AmpTech Auto Turn, which is 30% camber between the feet and 35% rocker in the tip and the tail. Basically, it's like a full reverse cambered board with just this micro camber section that creates more of a flex point in it. It's going to make for ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as being super pressable and playful out in the tip and the tail. This board is available in 145, 150, 155, 155 wide, and 160 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a sunny bluebird day with warmer temps. There was a mix of chunder, slush, soft hero snow, some chunder and ice in the shade, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Well, this is a super soft jib board that's not a full-blown limp-ass noodle, but it's soft. It's very, very soft, especially out in the tips. Actually, the stiffest section is between the feet where that camber section is, and there's a lot of torsional flex to this. So I hope your knees are in good shape because you're going to feel everything with this board. It's that chattery, there's no stability, it just resonates everything underfoot. I mean, pretty much that camber section, you might not feel some variations and vibrations in the snow, but by and large, you're gonna feel everything with this board. It's gonna get kicked around, it's gonna get knocked around. That's just the nature of the beast with this thing. So you would think for something as soft and rocker dominant as this, that it really wouldn't have any snap or pop to it. You'd be wrong. This board actually has pop. It wants to just get up in the air. So the big thing to note is you got this small little camber section that's pretty much always weighted because your insert pack is outside of it. And what that does is it creates just this rebound through that rocker zone, which gives a skate-like pop. This is a board that just wants to launch off everything in its path. Yeah, it's soft and flexible, and you're going to feel everything with it, but it'll react and get you in the air. It's one of those boards that, for as soft and playful as it is, it actually has pop to it. And it's fun, because you can launch a side hit, a roller, whatever you need to do, and get it up in the air. Now, when it comes to jumps, small to medium-ish, and I really stress that medium-ish side of things. You want to keep it more towards the smaller side. This is a board that it'll pop off the lip, but you want to make sure you're flat base. If you're slightly off kilter, it's not going to be your friend. And if you want to hit bigger features, go for it. Just understand, there's next to no stability in this thing when you come down. So you're coming down hard from a bigger feature. You're probably going to wheelie out or get bucked and eat shit and die. If you can't butter on this thing, there's something seriously wrong with you because, I mean, lean back, lean forward, you're in a butter. You want to pop into it? Go for it. I mean, this thing is just super soft and flexible. You can play around with it how you want to. I mean, there is literally nothing to this board that should hinder you from being able to butter on it. Now, can you overpower those butters? Oh yeah. This thing's that soft. You're going to be twisting it, flexing it, swiveling and sizzling, and it's just going to do what you want, or it's going to cause you to hook up and eat shit and die. That's kind of it. Now, when it comes to jibbing, the sweet spot on this board is just immense. It's pretty much everything outside the insert packs. Lean back, tail press. Lean forward, nose press. Lean too far forward or too far back, you're either wheeling out or going over the handlebars with it. But it locks in, and then you got that small camber section, which gives you just a little bit of snap to pop out the end of the feature. Now, when you go sideways, make sure you're in the dead center of the board. That camber section is so small. You want it in there, and it'll cradle and be fine. If you don't, you're basically getting into the softer section of the board. It's going to clap out. It's going to kick you out. It's not going to do what you want. This board excels at jibbing on small to medium features. You don't have to worry about anything, whether you're going slow or fast. It'll do what you need it to do. With the flex and camber profile of this board, you're pretty much limited to mellow carves. I mean, if you want to really try to rail something, go for it. But you're going to realize the limitations of this board relatively fast, and it's going to kick out on you. When you get over hard on edge and you're really trying to push from that camber section in the middle off the tail, it just folds. It just kicks out. It's not what it's for. Short, tight, quick setup turns or medium, mellow carves where you're light on your feet are really where this thing excels. Anything more, you've pushed it past the limitations of what it can do. Who's this board for? The Jib Focused Rider. So I don't remember this thing being this soft the last time I rode it, but man, it was a lot softer, and I just kept overpowering it in anything I did, whether it was jibbing, buttering, trying to just make some turns, hitting jumps. I could just overpower it. Like, if you hit a jump, you want to make sure that you're landing bolts, because if you're a little bit in the back seat, you're wheeling out and eating shit. If you're a little too far forward, it's just going to be overpowered. You're going to overflex it, eat shit, and die. And the same is kind of true with jibbing. Like, you got to be a little calculated, light on your feet if you're a powerful rider, which I tend to be after decades of riding. But if you're like just starting out, progressing, learning how to hit things, you should be fine on this, because you don't have that ability to really overpower it, because you're still trying to figure out what you're doing. Comparable boards: the Battalion Wally, the Capita Pathfinder, the K2 World Peace. Binding recommendations: the Union Contact Pro, the Rome Slice, the K2 lineup. This has been my review of the Rossignol Sawblade. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.